The following segment is sponsored by Medtronic. The world's smallest pacemakers are making a big difference in cardiac care. Dr. Robert Cowell and Michaela Davis are here to tell us more. Both of you, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
So, Dr. Cowell, let's start with you. What is a pacemaker and what are the signs that someone may need one?
So, simply put, a pacemaker is a device that sits in the body and monitors your heart rate. And if your heart rate is normal, let's say 60 to 70 beats per minute at rest and going up with exercise, it does nothing. But if that heart rate gets slow, it will stimulate or pace the heart to get that heart rate back to a normal level. And that's important because if your heart rate is too slow, you can have a range of symptoms from mild, like some fatigue, all the way to something serious like passing out, as Michaela's story will tell you. And that can be dangerous. If you're driving or you're active, passing out could be dangerous both to you and others.
Okay, good to know. So, Michaela, how did you learn you needed a pacemaker, and how did you find the treatment that you needed?
Yeah, well, I ultimately learned I needed a pacemaker because my heart stopped for 8 seconds. So I experienced what's called a complete heart block. But before that, I had many, many years, about 25 years of cardiac symptoms that really didn't go diagnosed. So things like dizziness and heart palpitations and feeling faint. And that went on for a long time before I finally had events that were significant enough that it required more significant cardiac care, including what ultimately led in the pacemaker implant.
So, Michaela, given your experience, what would you like others who might be experience heart rhythm issues or who might need a pacemaker? What do you want them to know?
Yeah, it's really important to be a good advocate for your own health care. And that starts by understanding what's going on with you and with your symptoms. And don't ignore those. I think sometimes as females in particular, we tend to brush off some of our symptoms as just stress related, when in fact it could be something more. And so it's really important to dig into those and understand. And if you don't feel like something's right, it probably isn't. So seek out a doctor that will listen and that will partner with you to find the right solution, which may include something like the Micra pacemaker device.
Good advice. Okay. Dr. Cowell, could you please tell us about the world's smallest pacemakers? How are these devices new or different from previous versions?
Yeah, so traditionally pacemakers had a battery and circuitry in the form of a generator that would sit, because of its size, would sit under the chest wall, under the skin, with wires or leads that transmitted those impulses into the heart. Current devices are about the size of an Oreo cookie. The Micra leadless device is about 10-fold smaller, about the size of a vitamin tablet. And because of the technology and batteries and circuitry that allowed us to shrink it, we can now place it directly into the heart where it's needed and get rid of the need for those wires, get rid of the need for a pocket, placing the device under the skin, and as a result, no scar. So it's a big advancement, and these still, even though they're small, last on average about 16 to 17 years in our latest models.
Small but mighty, both of you. Dr. Cowell and Michaela, thank you so much for being with us today.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.